think a data center here could make the water quality issues worse?
Oh, God.
You think you should be able to vote on this?
Oh, yes.
But can you vote on it?
No.
No.
Do you have any idea that this was coming?
No.
It's that time again. The time where we can sit down, grab our makeup, and talk about things that make us want to die a little bit. It's time to wake up! Grab a brush and put on that makeup!
I just go to bed when it's go.
That's exactly what I'm going to do, and today we're going to be talking about another topic, and that is water. So why are we talking about water? What is it about water that needs to be said? It's something that falls from the sky. We drink it. Fish swim in it. You would think it would be that simple, but when corporations, governments realize that that item is so valuable and so necessary that we can commodify it and profit heavily off it where everyone else suffers. That's exactly what happens when water is necessary for the survival of every single creature ever, but then when it is held back from us and turned for profit, and not just bottled up and sold back to us with a Kirkland label on it, but we have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is AI.
These are the gas turbines fueling the supercomputer they call Colossus. They emit hazardous pollutants like formaldehyde and nitrogen oxides, according to the manufacturer.
Just over this fence, you can see and hear the turbines churning 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Without them, the data center does not function. What's not in dispute is the fact that they are polluting the air. What people don't know is how much of that pollution is reaching nearby communities.
Easter Knox lives 2 miles away.
You smelled it
Yes, Lord.
right away?
I sure did. Well, after they got situated, I started smelling it.
Cancer risks here are 4 times higher than the national average. Cancer killed her father and other relatives, Knox tells us. Life expectancy here is 9 years less than the national average.
I know I harp on and on about AI all the time, and I do that for good reason. That is because if you wonder where the water's going, it's going to fuel the question of when you ask ChatGPT, am I allowed to take a shit today? That's like 6 bottles of water. I hope it was worth it. And this isn't to make you feel guilty. This is actually to pull back the curtain on the absolute corruption around the one thing that literally every single one of us needs to survive, that you've had today, that you bathed in today, that you needed to use today, that every single human being, every single plant, every single animal on this entire planet needs to survive. And that we are being charged for, not just being charged for, but being withheld from. I'm gonna put my makeup on while we chat. AI data centers are not good for our health, but you know what is? Today's sponsor, AG1. I truly love AG1 with all of my heart. When I introduced them into my diet, I felt a world of difference personally. Just my overall health felt significantly better because it truly does feel like it fills in the gaps in nutrition where I was lacking. If you don't know what AG1 is, it is a clinically backed daily health drink that combines multivitamin, your pre and probiotics, superfoods, and antioxidants all into one scoop or one stick pack. It's got over 75 plus vitamins and minerals. AG1 also rigorously tests their formula for hundreds of contaminants and impurities to guarantee that they are delivering us the highest quality nutrients available. I just wake up in the morning, 1 scoop or 1 stick pack into, I do 16 ounces of water. Some people do 8 to 12. It's personal preference. And that adds up to whole body health with over 75 plus vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and whole food sourced ingredients. There's a bunch of different flavors that you can get. There's the scoopable original flavor, but then I personally am a berry fan, okay? But they're all good. They have tropical, citrus, berry. Since I've added them into my routine, I have never felt better. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I just enjoy them so much. And it's so nice for me to be able to just have my routine every single day. I drink an AG1 stick pack every single day. Also, the pre and probiotics in AG1 can help support your digestion, which is so important to me. I don't have a gallbladder, okay? So I need as much digestive support as possible. Even if you eat really, really well, even the cleanest and best of eaters can have nutrient gaps. And I know that for myself personally, some days I'm doing really, really well, and some days not so good. So it's just such nice peace of mind for me to know that I'm filling those nutritional gaps. If you guys are interested in checking out AG1, and I highly recommend it, right now you guys can click the link down in the description or scan the QR code up on the screen, and you guys can claim your free welcome kit. In there you get a bottle of vitamin D3/K2. I actually put a couple of drops of that in my AG1 every morning. A shaker bottle, and you will get the sample pack, which has the 3 different flavors in here. You have tropical, citrus, and berry of their little stick packs. These are the new flavors. And I wanted to say thank you again so much to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. This sponsor is really near and dear to my heart because I just actually love them so much, and I use them every single day without fail I love AG1. All right, now let's hop back into the fun. So water is a human right. Water should be a human right. Is it a human right? I actually don't think it is, because if you don't pay for it, where are you gonna get it? Can you go just take it out of the river?
No.
Can you just go grab it up as you see fit?
Nope.
No. You can't. You can't even collect rainwater if you want to in a lot of places. That's just one piece of the puzzle. So is it a human right? Well, at least it should be. It's a fundamental necessity for every single living being on this planet. It is as important as the air we breathe. So now we know how important water is, and I don't think any of you guys had any question about that. As you know, we all need it. But one of the main people that needs water in order to not only survive, but to help you survive, to feed you, to feed me, to feed my neighbor, to feed people in the world, are farmers.
In the Lone Star State, data centers will use 46 billion gallons of water this year alone, and are projected to use nearly 400 billion gallons by 2030.
If you haven't heard, farmers are facing the crisis of their farms being throttled and scaled back in the amount of water that they are able to use. In a lot of parts of the United States that I can just speak to personally, even around me, farms are having to shut down because they are unable to tap into their local water source. And this is being seen all over the United States, probably all over the world, but I can really only speak to the country that I live in, but it is bad. But you know who's not being throttled? You know who is not necessary? You know who does need to be regulated and who shouldn't be able to be using our water? The least important thing, AI. They are utilizing more water than you could ever begin to imagine in your wildest nightmares.
I don't know that gutting 2,500 acres of land just so we can mine data so that we can better market and sell people stuff, I feel like it's getting carried away.
Why are the data centers coming to the small rural towns? They're coming here to benefit themselves. They're not coming here with intentions on benefiting the community.
Our farmers around here really rely on the water system for irrigating their crops and stuff like that. They deplete the water system, you know, that's gonna be a big problem.
So data centers are being deregulated on both their use of water and farmland. So you would think they're taking the water and that's bad enough, but they're not just taking the water, they're actually building data centers over usable and necessary farmland. Hundreds of thousands of acres are being used so that you can log on to AI and see what you would look like as a guinea pig.
I'm standing at the site of Meta's new $10 billion data center in Richland Parish, Louisiana. It'll be the largest data center the company has ever built, about the size of Manhattan. So this data center is going to use about 3 times the energy that New Orleans uses in a year. I'm curious how, if electricity bills go up for people here, how that might impact them.
We're a poor area. It's a huge amount of people that have trouble paying their electric bill currently. There are people who don't own vehicles, they don't have health care. I just think about the people that I know that they won't be able to keep their lights on.
This is a large farming community here in Northeast Louisiana. We're giving our most valuable resource, which is farmland. I want to know, what is Meta doing to give back to the community?
Millions of gallons of fresh water, not just water, but fresh water, are being used to cool down the very computers that are making up the bars of our digital prison, so to speak.
So you can see the sediment from the data center. Wow, and that's just from the water coming out of your faucet.
Yeah, and this is what's in all the pipes. It's overwhelming because you really feel like you are up against this huge wall that you can't penetrate. There's nothing that you can do, and they don't care.
These facilities put extraordinary demand on the power grid and require entirely new infrastructure. Your house is here, and the data center's right there.
It's less than 400 yards.
The data center that's now the Morris's next door neighbor happens to be owned by Meta, the company you know for Facebook and Instagram, but has also been breaking into artificial intelligence.
Definitely changed everything. They destroyed the environment, taking down all the trees across the road.
Beautiful pines, beautiful forest.
The light pollution is...
We don't have to have a night light in the house. You can walk around the house at night and see everything. It's that bright.
While the average consumer prices are going up for you, for me, would you think they're going up for Google as well? Microsoft? They're not. These large companies like Google, Microsoft, Meta, OpenAI are able to cut deals with the water companies to pay less than you and me. There was a massive data center in Mesa, Arizona, and after it was revealed that the company would pay a lower water rate than most residents, the deal negotiated with the city was that Google was allowed to pay $6.08 per 1,000 gallons of water, while you if you lived in Mesa, Arizona, had to pay $10.80 per 1,000 gallons. So they get a cut of a deal on it, and they're using way more than you. So if all of that isn't bad enough, imagine you're like, okay, I want to opt out of this system. I just want to get water. I don't want to have to pay for water. I can't afford water, but I need it to survive. And you're like, I just would like to have some. You can't, because many states, they don't even allow you to catch your own rainwater or dig a well on your own property, let alone drain a whole creek on federal public land like some of these other companies do.
And Nestle is being sued in Western Michigan by residents who hate the idea that Nestle is making off with billions of gallons of Michigan water and selling it anywhere they like at a huge profit.
That's a slap in the face. That's all I ought to say. I mean, how would you feel if you had a $200 water bill and $1 billion company was getting $1 billion worth of product for free?
At least where we live, you can't even drill a new well. It's not even possible. They do not allow it. There's no exceptions to the rule either. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to catch your own rainwater. You can't just do it either. If you do it, you have to like contact the city or ask for permission. Look, I ain't asking for permission. I'm asking for forgiveness, and I ain't even asking for that. So there's an article here from The Guardian, and it is regarding Nestle. So we all know Nestle, chocolate, cookies, Nestlé à tout l'heure. And you know, they're not just those things. They also sell water. And oh, do they sell it at a profit. Last year, Nestle siphoned 45 million gallons of pristine spring water from the Strawberry Creek and bottled it under the Arrowhead water label. Though it is on federal land, aka public land, aka our land, the Swiss bottled water giant paid the U.S. Forest Service and state practically nothing, and it profited handsomely. Nestle Water's 2018 worldwide sales exceeded $7.8 billion. Conservationists say some creek beds in the area are now bone dry, and once gushing springs have been reduced to mere trickles. The Forest Service recently determined Nestle's activities left Strawberry Creek impaired, while the current water extraction is drying up surface water resources.
Whose water is it? Ours! Whose water is it?
Ours! Nestle has been sued in Connecticut over the truthfulness of Poland Spring marketing.
Real Michigan. This mountain, false advertising. You won't ever find a mountain of ice in Michigan.
Should water be commodified and sold by private industry, or is it a basic human right? Nestle Waters, which owns 51 brands including Ice Mountain, Poland Spring, Zephyrhills, sees much different reality. It presents itself as a responsible steward of America's water and eco-friendly healthy hydration company aiming to save the world's fresh water supply. Former Nestle chief executive and chairman Peter Brabeck labeled the latter viewpoint as extreme and called water a grocery product that should have a market value.
Well, I think that's a very, very crucial question. And it is being brought forward by some NGOs in a very simplistic manner. They are saying water is a human right. Therefore, it's not a commercial material. My answer to this is, yes, you're right. Water is a human right. The 25 liters of water that we need as a minimum as a person in order to live decently, which is my 4 to 5 liters of liquid which I have to take to me, which is about the 4 or 5 liters for the cleaning. It's about the 4 or 5 liters that we need in order to clean the dishes. Yes, this is a human right. But I don't think it's a human right to fill up my swimming pool, to wash my cars, to water the golf course, or even to water off the garden. I don't think this is a human right.
At its current pace, the world will run out of fresh water before oil, Brabeck said, and he suggests privatization is the answer. Is it the answer? I would wonder if any of these companies are invested in a large AI model, if they would change their tune. Despite having endured lead-laden tap water for years, Flint pays some of the highest water rates in the United States. Several residents cited bills upwards of $200 per month for tap water that they refuse to touch. You've seen what Flint water looks like. It's dirty brown water trash.
Here in Michigan, just days after the state greenlit Nestle's request to pump more water, the governor announced Flint residents would no longer be receiving free bottled water. People we met in Flint called out the irony.
Tax Nestle and give it to Flint. That's a slap in the face. That's all I ought to say.
And Nestle had $92 billion in sales in 2016. $7.4 billion from water alone. Billion from just water. Because we have to have it. The company pays nothing for the 150 gallons per minute that it already pumps from the ground in central Michigan. The $200 per year is just an administration fee. So Nestle is profiting $7.4 billion a year and paying $200 and stealing public water and selling it back to you. And if you went to go get it yourself, I bet you they wouldn't let you. The company also faced significant criticism and legal action regarding child labor of its cocoa supply chain.
A big supplier, we'll just leave it big like that. I asked them, I was like, so do you have any way I can pay extra to not use child labor or anything like that, or any options? And they were just like, no.
So this is just a way to set up the idea of what's about to come. What's about to come is we're already running low on water. It's not that water doesn't exist and that we don't have necessarily enough on the earth, but ultimately at the end of the day, the earth is made up of a lot of water and a lot of that water is salt. So we need that fresh water. And what are they using that fresh water now for? Not you or me. They're using it for Grok, ChatGPT, AI, garbage, slop.
What is happening here will swallow our world if we don't stop it right here, right now.
Looking back, there was an early clue that the world's richest man was up to something here.
It's just like, why is Elon Musk coming to Memphis?
The people of Memphis soon found out.
Now Elon Musk is coming to Memphis to build the world's largest supercomputer.
A year later,
We here because we mean business.
people here want answers about the future Elon Musk wants for us all.
So the mission of XAI and Grok is to understand the universe.
He built it without us even knowing that it was being built.
We had to watch this over X or Twitter. Brent Mayo, Elon Musk would tweet often about where they were in the progress, how fast things were moving.
And it woke me up because I thought gas was seeping in the house, but come to find out, we come outside and all the neighbors was outside trying to figure out what's going on.
Gas turbines like these release three main types of deadly pollution: nitrogen oxides, formaldehyde, and fine particulate matter. Nitrogen oxides combine with other pollutants to form ground-level ozone, which causes and worsens asthma and COPD.
A technocracy, to be able to do whatever he wants, whatever he chooses, to experiment, to kill, to destroy the environment at the behest of his machines. What that will amount to is a plantation economy for the rest of the world. A desolate wasteland of data centers is to follow.
The drinking water that's used in data centers is often treated with chemicals to prevent corrosion and bacterial growth in the center itself, rendering it unsuitable for human consumption or agricultural use. So you can't even use that same water later to put on potatoes, because it would make you sick as shit. This means that not only are data centers using extremely high quantities of drinking water, but they're also effectively removing it from the local water cycle. Also, data centers are not even a renewable resource. The average data center has a lifespan of approximately 10 to 15 years, which is Red Canary magazine recently reported that the water demand of nearly 60 data centers in Phoenix is on average 177 million gallons per day. And I want you to think about this. That's just Phoenix. That's just one area. So when we think about using ChatGPT, when we think about asking Grok, when we realize those questions that we could have just had in our mind, or maybe even just asked our friends or family or not known the answer to, or asked Google, now people are asking ChatGPT for any old thing that we could have just done ourselves. It's not even necessary questions. It's not just questions either. Let's think about the fact that people are having it write entire books for them. That people are having it make these AI-generated garbage slop piece of shit Instagram videos, Instagram ads, B-roll in videos, these aimed at children, horrifying slop videos of cats bursting into flame and turning into a squid. All of that, that's all choices that people are making. How about the fact that now you can't even get away from using AI even if you want to. You go to Google to ask a question, and what does it give you? An AI overview. Every single time you ask a question, you don't have a choice. When you go on Photoshop, AI. When you go on Lightroom, AI. Everything, AI. You have the choice of AI for everything. And because it's so convenient, people just click it. And the majority of the time, it's garbage. You ask it to remove the background and it adds some random lady's face. You ask it to open your eyes and it puts in some flaming Sauron eye into your dog. It's not just water that these data centers are utilizing all of. They are destroying communities. They're tanking the home value for a lot of places, because imagine this. You live in a beautiful rural community. It's stunning. It's farmland. It's just beautiful. And then across the street is this disgusting eyesore of loud, obtrusive, ugly, boxy, hot piece of shit data center.
This is the nightmare of living near a data center. This is only one data center, and there are now hundreds of them in Ashburn. Listen.
Who's gonna buy your home? Because people are like, oh, just move. If you don't like, who's gonna buy the home? The home values have tanked like 75% in those areas. Who's gonna buy it? When XAI or OpenAI or any of these places, they come in and they set up shop, they are effectively destroying that community. And the people that live in these communities are beside themselves. What can they do? They're trapped.
The data center that's now the Morris's next door neighbor happens to be owned by Meta, the company you know for Facebook and Instagram, but has also been breaking into artificial intelligence.
Definitely changed everything. They destroyed the environment, taking down all the trees across the road.
Beautiful pines, beautiful forest.
The light pollution is...
We don't have to have a night light in the house. You can walk around the house at night and see everything. It's that bright.
They're stuck. Who's gonna buy their homes? You know who's gonna buy their homes? Mark my words, XAI. OpenAI. That's who's gonna buy the homes, because the value is gonna go so far down and these people are gonna be so destroyed. Their health is gonna go down, their stress levels go up. They just wanna get out by any means necessary, so they will sell their homes. They'll sell them to Elon. They'll sell them to Sam Altman. They'll sell them to any of these people that they can. And then they're gonna tear the house down and they're gonna build a bigger data center. Because what do we need more of? Data centers. What do we need less of? Food and water. This is the future if we let it be the future. What I hope will happen is that all these billionaires will invest all their money into these things and then they'll just absolutely tank to the ground, and then they'll go bankrupt and they'll have nothing, and then we'll retake our farmland and do better than ever. And I really don't think this is going to be the case, but that would be beautiful. So it's also important to note that data centers not only take up a lot of land, and I'm talking a lot of land, because the amount of tech that goes into these data centers, the amount of heat that they produce, the amount of noise that they produce, unbelievable. But the amount of jobs that they produce, not that many. It doesn't even provide enough jobs for the infrastructure investment that they're even putting out there. So a decade ago, an average data center used 20 megawatt hours of power a month, which is about 20 times the use of an average home. The newest generation of large-scale data centers, data campuses, that support AI can use 100 or more megawatt hours a month, or 5 times their predecessor. Some data center companies are exploring locating centers next to power sources, particularly small modular nuclear reactors, which is really interesting because they closed all the nuclear reactors for us. They would produce cheap and clean energy for us, and they were too dangerous for us. But now it's okay because big tech needs them, and they want them cheap. And they villainized nuclear energy and made it to where if you want it, they made you afraid that that it's gonna kill you. It's gonna blow up. It's gonna blow up your family. One study estimates that AI-driven data centers could consume 1.7 trillion gallons of water globally by 2027. So that means every year, like almost 2 trillion gallons. And I don't know that we can fully grasp what that looks like. Like, I want you to actually think about this for a second. What a million is. Now, a billion is 999 million plus a million. A trillion is 999 billion plus a billion. 2 trillion. Like, listen to what we're saying. These numbers are fake. They're not fake. That's the sad part, is they're real. And this is actually affecting our earth in such a significant and terrible way. People don't have access to clean and fresh drinking water in a huge percentage of the world. And we're using 2 trillion gallons of fresh water per year to ask ChatGPT what I would look like as a princess. We need to figure out how to do it without having to have water, okay? It's pathetic. If it takes that much heat, figure it out. What are you doing? Let's react.
I've always supported the human right to water. Everyone should have enough clean, safe water to meet their fundamental daily needs.
I believe you. Let's read the comments. They're turned off. There's no comments. Oh, but I can ask, and AI will summarize my video. You gotta be shitting me. Oh my god. Yeah, no comments on that, are there? No, there's not. So in these circumstances, when we talk about this kind of stuff, it's like, what do we do? What do we do? Because we need to have an actionable plan of what we can do in moments like this. And I think that it's gonna be hard because on a large scale of the world, like we are just but one small audience, but a small audience could make a big difference if we all band together. So one actual step that we could do is stop using AI. Don't interact with it. Call it out when you see it. Shame people who are using it. I hate to be that one, but like, come on. AI is not real. It's not real, so it's garbage. It's like, I don't know how to say it in any other way when people are like, oh, but it has its uses. No, because now you're not even able to ask it if you have any health concerns. They're not even allowing you to do that anymore. ChatGPT just came out and said, you can't ask it for health advice anymore. You can't ask it for legal advice. You can't ask it for any of that. So what is it good for? Nothing. It's not good for you. It's not good for me. It's not good for the world. It's not good for our future generations. There is no use to it. It is just a Black Mirror episode of garbage slop. And then you even see things like those new robots that are coming out. And I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but did you guys see that the robots that everybody's getting put in their homes, like $500 a month, if it can't perform the task that you ask it to do, it's not a robot anymore. They call somebody in another country and they say, tap on in, perform the task, and you have a human being performing the task as a robot in your home, looking through its eyes, and it's performing as its hands. It's basically like modern day slavery because you know that person isn't getting paid a living wage. You're paying $500 a month for a robot to do it, but it's not actually a robot, it's a person. And then you have some stranger's eyes and ears in your home performing tasks for you, thinking that it's AI, even though it was AI, it's still bad because it's ruining the planet. Not just ruining the planet, even if you don't care about the planet, let's put that aside. It's ruining people. It's ruining our children. It's ruining the next generation. Even if it's not just ruining the planet, which that's bad enough. Taking away drinking water from a thirsty baby child and giving it to ChatGPT should make us all take pause and feel sick to our stomachs. If that's not enough to make us want to care, then we should care that they're using farmland for it. Why are they using farmland? Why are they taking up the farmland? Let's put it this way. Locally, they started to say that agritourism should not be even allowed where I live. We all had to go down to the municipality. We all had to go down to the hearing that they had and state our position of why there should still be allowed to be agritourism in our area. And all of us had to show up personally and fight for the ability for companies to still do agritourism, basically like wedding venues that are on a farm, farmers markets. They were trying to say like, no, you can't do that. There was 3 people there in favor of closing agritourism, and there was like 600 people there in opposition to it. So everybody showed up to our local county meeting and everybody spoke. Everybody got out their written notes and stood up at the podium, and it took hours and hours and hours. And because everybody showed up, they allowed agritourism in our area. When we speak up, when we say things, it can make a difference. And it did when we all showed up. I was there in person to try to dispute it because it's a big deal. People were losing their livelihoods. So that's the interesting thing. Agritourism, a literal farmer's market at a f***ing farm, and they're going to say, no, you can't do that. But I bet you they'd let ChatGPT come in. I bet they'd let XAI come in. I bet they would let OpenAI come in and build their giant data center here, because it's not about the farmland, is it? It's about money. It's about what will make the most money. And all I can say is this should make us all take pause. It's really easy to just get through the day-to-day life stuff and just, you can't think about it. I have too much stuff to do. I have my kids to feed. I have to take care of my family. I have to take care of everything else. I don't have time to think about this, but the time is now, because this is the beginning. And if we don't do something about it now, if we don't boycott it now, if we just accept it now, then that will be our future. We have to take a stand against things that feel wrong, and we know it's wrong. It feels wrong because it is wrong. And it feels bad because it is bad. And we need to fight against. Oh my God, look outside of my house right now. I cannot believe what it looks like outside of my house right now. I'm dying. Oh, this is literally what I'm filming as we speak. Look at this. Oh my God, be right back. I'm going outside. Okay, well, that was magical. Literally talking about how beautiful nature is, and then I look out the window and see some of the most beautiful nature I've ever seen in my life. Heaven help. Well, that's why we need to care. We need to care because it matters more than anything else in our entire world. There are children who don't have fresh, clean drinking water, and AI data centers do. They're not real. They're not people. They do nothing to further our lives. They steal they forfeit, they're counterfeit, they're not real. They're not helping us, they're not furthering us, they're not advancing us, they're hindering us, making us lose connection with each other. They're not helping the world. And you know that, and I know that, and we all know that, and we all accept it. And if we all didn't accept it, we could all change it, but we won't because we're apathetic. Talk about this in a lot of videos. This generation, because we have grown up on social media, because we are surrounded constantly by too much negativity, too much overload of information, too much, we're apathetic. We don't care. And because we don't care, nothing changes. And so these lawmakers and politicians can come in, and what they can do is do whatever it takes to make a quick billion, to make a quick trillion, to make a quick other trillion, and we are left in the dust. We are left sitting next to these garbage slop piece of shit, poorly executed, garbage heat producing, water sucking garbage dumps that do nothing to further our society, that make it a piece of shit to live next to, that steal our farmland, that steal our resources, that steal our joy. They do nothing to make us further in life. They do nothing to advance us. They only seek to lock us down into censorship, to make us susceptible to programming online, to living in a virtual echo chamber, to watching, taking our precious time, the one thing that is such a finite resource. We don't have unlimited time. They're taking that one thing that they have, your precious time, and they're commodifying it, and they're saying, I want your time, and you're gonna watch this AI video of a raccoon scaring somebody in a Halloween costume, and you're gonna think it's real. And that's gonna take up your time. You're gonna send it to your family because you think it's real. They're gonna say that's AI. You're gonna say, no, it's not. You're gonna rewatch it 3 more times. All it's doing is rotting your brain. It's brain rot. And we say these jokes and we make jokes about it all the time. Brain rot, brain rot. No, we all need to start cosplaying Amish. We need to get the hell off our phones. We need to leave this back in the dust where it belongs. No more AI. AI is just at the beginning, and if we say no, we are not having it, it can go. But if we accept it, and if we just sit apathetically like we've been doing, every single law that's getting passed, with every single bill, with every single thing that's going down, we are going to sit subject to the same garbage that we've been dealing with through and through, from the government, from these large agencies, from these large corporations, from these NGOs. We are sitting down and we are bending over and we are taking it. And we're taking it because we're tired. We've had enough. We have to feed our family. We have to think about what's for dinner tonight. I got to go to work 40 hours this week. And then I'm going to come home. I'm going to do it all over again. I got to take the kids to the babysitter. The kid's sick. Got to take him to the doctor. I don't have health insurance. My health insurance is too expensive. Can't even get food stamps. They're cutting off my food stamps. I understand all of that, and it all means so much. And I think a big reason why a lot of this stuff goes from the top and it trickles itself all the way down, it's garbage all the way down. And all of those things are meant to make you apathetic, make you not care, so you don't contest the data center that goes up in your beautiful rural farmland community, and you just sit down and take it because that is what they want from you. Why would they want you apathetic? Because you won't fight back. You won't say, F you, you're not putting that in my neighborhood. You won't do it because you'll accept it, because that's just what am I supposed to do? We are the ants and they are the grasshoppers. And if we say, no, you're not doing this in my community, they're not doing it. They're not doing it. No, I'm not using your AI, garbage slop. If you use AI, I'm blocking your company. Call AI out when you see it. If you see a company, like I recently saw, a really, really prestigious, lovely brand that I've been following for a long time, they do SFX makeup and they use AI for a photo on their Instagram. No, call it out. Tell them, no, this is AI, this is garbage, I'm disappointed in you. Don't let people get away with it when you see it. Don't let people ruin what little sovereignty we have left in our lives, what little joy and ambition and creativity be snuffed out by AI. And it's not just AI. We're talking about water bottles. We're talking about these companies stealing left and right and center from all of us, and we just lay down and take it. We buy the water bottles because what other choice do we have? And they know that they have a monopoly on the water. They know they have it, and they know that you have to buy it. And that's why the Nestle guy is the CEO chair of the WEF, the World Economic Forum, where they meet and they talk about us. And they talk about how to make the world better. Are we making the world better by profiting $2 trillion on water bottles when there are kids literally dying because they don't have access to clean water? Is that what we're doing at the WEF? Do we care about people? Do you care about people? You don't care about people. Otherwise, you would say, I'm gonna bottle this and I'm gonna give it away for pennies on the dollar. I still gotta recoup my costs, but we're not gonna profit on any of this. I don't trust none of these hoes, and I don't think any of you guys should either. And if there's a data center going up in your neighborhood, be loud about it. Fight it. Contest it. If one goes up in my neighborhood, you know I'll be out there with a fucking picket sign and I'll be making videos about it. I'm saying this because they are not necessary. If there was a reason for them, if there was some benefit they were providing, if there was something that they were doing, then it might be more reasonable reasonable to understand why we need them. We don't need them. There is no benefit to a data center that is there for AI so that you can ask Grok a question. You don't need to ask Grok a question. You have a brain. You are real. AI is not real. It's just stealing information from the internet. I swear to God, I want to scream it from the rooftops. It just makes me feel crazy. We all need to wake up a little bit to the things that are going on in our world. And I wanted to do it while putting on some makeup to just make it a little more lighthearted. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we are only here for a short amount of time. And if you care about the future generations, which I know you do because you're a good person and everybody wants to do what's best for themselves and their family, this is about our family. This is my son. This is my son that I care about. This is my niece. We don't just need to say, brain rot. No, we cannot accept that that's just the way it is, because when you watch Black Mirror and you go, oh my God, that's so crazy. How could anybody have ever agreed to that? That's what's happening now. You don't think that you're a part of Black Mirror? You don't think that you would just accept it? Robots are going into people's houses now. And if somebody died and they could make a robot of them, that's what would happen. It's just the most dystopian thing in the world. And we use these words like they're not real words. Like we say dystopian, but like, you guys, they're just a clump of metal controlled by a human. So just have a human come do it, or just do it your damn self. You can flip your eggs. Okay, I've lost it. I've lost the plot, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's really important that we pay attention to all of this stuff. It's really important that we, if we can, don't use AI. Come on, you don't need to. If you can, donate to your local food pantry. If you can, tell Elon Musk to f off today. Don't use Grok. Call out AI when you see it. Boycott data centers opening up in rural farmland. We have to support farmers. We have to support water as a human right. I live here on this planet. We're the only creature on this entire planet that has to pay to live here. You can't do anything in this godforsaken prison planet. And so I tell you this, just resist this garbage where you can resist it, and stick together, band with your local community, be a part of the change that you wish to see in the world. And that's all I can say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video. Bye!
People are planning 10 gigawatt data centers. Just to do the translation, an average nuclear power plant in the United States is 1 gigawatt. How many nuclear power plants can we make in 1 year where we're planning this 10 gigawatt data center? Gives you a sense of how big this crisis is.
I'm in St. Charles, Missouri, where a massive data center project is being proposed on a 440-acre piece of farmland. Residents here are outraged about what this could mean for their water, their electricity rates, and the biggest thing is it's been kept a secret because of a non-disclosure agreement. These are residents who live within just a few feet. Some of them who live right on the edge here got this letter from the city letting them know that a data center could be built right across the street.
I'm standing at the site of Meta's new $10 billion data center in Richland Parish, Louisiana. It'll be the largest data center the company has ever built, about the size of Manhattan. The project is already bringing about big changes to this small town way of life here.
A lot of folks are on their own, and if they are on a very strict budget, they're gonna have to adapt, and if they don't, they won't make it.
Elon Musk, we do not want here in Memphis. This is a public hearing for the air permit being considered for the XAI facility.
We've shown up here today because we're tired of going in and out of hospitals, going in and out of funeral homes. We've been paying taxes and we've been dying, and what we're saying is that stops now.
Hello. XAI is committed to meeting the highest standard for emissions. XAI is going above and beyond the required emission control.
Behind me is the start of what will be the largest cluster of non-NVIDIA chips in the world, in Amazon's newest data center mega project, now fully operational here in New Carlisle, Indiana. These 7 completed buildings replaced empty cornfields fast, in about a year. Once completed, the project will connect hundreds of thousands of Amazon's own custom Trainium 2 chips and soon Trainium 3 across the US.
It's just crazy how much building is going on.
Here in Indiana, this is just the first phase, with 2 more campuses under construction now for a total of 30 buildings on some 1,200 acres.
What would it take for this government to reverse its disastrous course on data centers, where now data centers are using up more electricity than all of our urban homes combined? Will it stop when we reach 30%? Will it stop when we have more brownouts? Will it stop when we have blackouts? These data centers provide very, very, very few jobs. when they use inordinate amounts of electricity and they use huge amounts of water.
It's hard to know exactly when. It's 10 plus years, but I bet it's not more than 20 years. We're going to start building these giant gigawatt data centers in space.
So what's your take?
I think we need to destroy the data centers and start over again from a pre-internet era.
100% agree.
Hey!
I was going to disagree, but you know what? We kind of went the wrong way.